confidence, because that's what you did as a young kid, right? Like, you would go out there in high school, in Little League. You're doing both, right? You pitch, you hit. It's great. It's fun. To see a big leaguer doing it and having the fun that he does and doing it at the level that he does, that is something special. To know that these kids can continue down that path is really fun.
And this ball traveled 493 feet. Look, it's a home run. And some people would say a home run's a home run. But this is freakish. This is truly, there are not many guys in the history of the game who have changed how the game is played. He is doing it, and we are witnessing it every single day. I can't get over it. I really, truly can't.
We'll be able to tell our grandkids about him one day. We got to watch him in his prime. It's pretty cool.
You just wonder how long he's going to be able to keep this high level doing both. It is so hard to concentrate on pitching for a full season. And it's so hard to be an everyday player or a DH, what he's doing. He's combining both. You just wonder how much longer he can continue to do this at this level. I mean, he is a legitimate Cy Young contender, and he's a legitimate MVP in the batter's box. I mean, we've seen nothing like him, but how long can he do this?
Well, I'm going to cap it off with, number one, I don't know. Number two, he has 30 home runs in 84 team games, the exact same number Aaron Judge had 1 year ago. And Aaron Judge wasn't pitching. I'm not taking anything away from Aaron Judge, because Aaron Judge is also freakish. But this is going to change how kids play the game and grow up to believe that they can do more than one thing on the field. And that is awesome.
I'm starting to get fearful. What I'm seeing now is going to carry over into the playoffs, and I really hope these teams that are not only going out and making moves for the postseason, but the ones who have any kind of postseason aspirations are ready to work on this and combat this, because in the postseason, this is going to be a huge deal.
I want to throw this at you, though. The rule changes have contributed to what you're talking about. So is it a game of cat and mouse, where you got the change, now the reliever has to figure out a way to combat what the runner is doing? You get where I'm going on this?
100%, but this has been a problem for a few years now. Relievers that I've seen come into games, and they're 1-6, 1-7 to the plate. It's just now, because we've seen the stolen base kind of become something that teams are putting an emphasis on, they're allowing their guys to go in situations where they wouldn't normally. Hence, Starling Marte tonight. He normally would get a red light in that situation. Look, we know you could take the bag, but we don't want you to try it right here. It's not the right time. Tonight, he ends up getting caught in a situation where it's favorable. But that's the kind of thing, you're going to see more chances being taken than you have in the past, which we saw that number there. And that's where that number is really going to come back to haunt you in the playoffs.
So when you played and you came in high leverage, guys on, or maybe you began the inning and you let a guy on in a tie game, what was your thinking and your method?
It's different now because you can't hold the ball. One of the things you could do to slow the running game down, you could do two things. You can get ahead, strike one, then you enable your manager or the catcher if they want to call a pitch out. You get strike one, you think a guy's running, and you have a guy on the mound that can throw strikes. It's the fear of the pitch out, right? But now, and you go back in my era, and go back 2 or 3 years ago, slow the running game down, you just hold the ball. Well, you can't hold the ball anymore. Like, you get to like 5 and you hold the ball and the runner knows it, boom, they're taking off because you have to deliver the ball, or you have to, if you're already thrown over one time, you're in a heap of trouble. So it's an advantage right now to the base runners, but like what you saw happen with Marte tonight, all it takes is one guy to get thrown out in a series, and as easy as it seems it is to steal bases. I look at this list: Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith, K-Rod, John Franco, Billy Wagner. There have been very few ninth-inning guys that are really good at holding base runners. You can do two things. You can hold the ball, which you can't do anymore, or you can engage the slide step. You can have a quick delivery and get the ball to home plate, but a lot of guys in the ninth inning don't like to do that because you want your attention on the pitch that's being thrown.
Yeah, and Matt Baker, tell me that number again on Jansen, please. 104 stolen bases allowed, 8 caught stealing.
Okay, but he also has 400 saves in his back pocket. So you do the math. Would you rather have the 400 saves?
Well,
I mean, that's what comes with Kenley Jansen.
No, I get it, but the point.
Craig Kimbrell's awful too.
Right. And we look. It's a great conversation because the stolen base is
back.
It's back the way it was in the 80s when the Cardinals were running wild, in the 70s